Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hip Horse. Tommy D along with Johnny Lowe. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube and the Believe Network. Johnny, how you doing, my man?
Doing well. Pretty excited. We've got a really nice race on our hands this weekend. Although the Kentucky Derby winner is not going to be in the race, I don't think it takes away from the quality of the field. I think that it's going to be a really good race. It's surrounded by other good races, and it should be a really nice day out there.
Yeah, Johnny, Preakness 147 2022 down at Pimlico, down in Baltimore, in Maryland. It's going to be a good race. We got a nice little field of 9 going to the gate. They did the draw. Everything's starting to come together. We're shooting this video on Tuesday. We're going to do a top 3 here for you on the Hip Horse with Johnny, digging into the pedigree. Before we do that, Johnny, I got a couple questions to ask you. The first one is, everyone saw Rich Strike win the Kentucky Derby. Let's take a look at the largest price on the board. Fenwick at 50-1. Tell me, does Fenwick have a chance, or what are your thoughts here?
Okay, so yeah, like Rich Strike out of nowhere at 80-1, right? So some of you guys out there, does a 50-1 shot have a chance? Fenwick, the one thing he does have going for him is he is by Curlin. Curlin himself won the race. He sired a horse that won the race, an Exaggerator, and his sire, Curlin sire Smart Strike, sired not only Curlin who won the race, but Looking at Lucky as well. The only sire in the last 20 years, going back a long ways, to sire multiple winners in the race. He's out of Make the Sunshine by Malibu Moon. It's that nice APND cross. Breeding wise, anything can happen. It's a classy operation that John C. Oxley has in Kentucky. Form wise, well, I don't see it, but at 50-1, I mean, at least he's got something.
Hey, there we go. A little action for you on Fenwick, 50-1. If you're on Rich Strike, congratulations. If you're new to the game of horse racing and got hooked on the Derby, welcome to the Hip Horse. Tommy D, Johnny Lowe. Hit that like, subscribe, ring that bell. Follow us on the Believe Network. We're going to do the top 3 here, Johnny. We talked about Fenwick a little bit. The Preakness is the second jewel of the Triple Crown. Real quick before we get into it, do you think, I know we had a couple comments on the thing, do you think that 2 weeks is too short in horse racing, or do you think this still makes what the Triple Crown is what it is?
I don't think the 2 weeks is too short. They've been doing it for a long time, and there are some places around the country where we work the horses out less and we run them more. I mean, the horses run. That's what they do, and I think if there's a real issue with it, I would say maybe breed more towards horses that are more durable, they can run more, and instead of speedy and you know, need shorter distances and more time off. I mean, it's common sense for owner. Best way to stay in operation is your horse runs often, it's durable, stays healthy, can win races. If your horse is hurt all the time, it needs to run shorter distances, it doesn't run as often. Maybe it doesn't make as much sense for the owner as you would like. And I think with a game that's you know, obviously we love our breeders, and whatever product they put out we need to use, but as an owner you can appreciate those types of things. Maybe it keeps more of them around. Maybe we breed more horses because of it, and it gives gamblers more of betting options. So maybe we should look into that more instead of changing the races around the current model we're kind of getting into.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Johnny. This was make the Triple Crown what it is. It's a big task for a horse to come in and win all 3 races, and that's what makes this challenge. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. The Belmont will be the last jewel, but we're on the second jewel that we're talking about here. Preakness 147. I know you're all here to hear the top 3. Before we get to it, we're going to have another Amazon gift card giveaway for the Preakness here, everybody. So free giveaway. All you got to do is be a subscriber, like us, and put down in the comments your top 3 horses, how you think it's going to finish in the Preakness. First, second, and third in that order, everybody. Got a chance at a free gift card. If we have more than 1 winner, we will do a raffle. We will draw out for 1 winner of the card. Free for everyone to play, so share with your friends. All right, Johnny, before we get to the top 3, anything else you want to talk about, or should we get right to it?
Other than the fact that this is a great race, and it was a really tough decision to come up with a top 3 in here. This is such an evenly matched race. I really look forward to this.
Yeah, me too, Johnny. It's been a great 3-year-old run. If you've been following us on Derby Talk along the Kentucky Derby Trail, let's get right to it, Johnny. Everyone's here to hear it. Number 3 on the Hip Horse pedigree pick is going to be?
we're going to go with early voting for number 3. So early voting is by Gunrunner out of Amour de Et. So this is Gunrunner's third entrant in the Triple Crown race this year after having Taiba and Cyberknife represent him in the Kentucky Derby. Although it's his first crop, it will surprisingly be one more runner in the race than his sire Candy Ride has sired. Candy Ride is a broodmare sire of 2 horses in this race, which are Epicenter as well as Simplification. So although he hasn't sired a horse, he is on the bottom side of 2 horses in this race, which is kind of interesting. Broodmare Amour de Et has dropped 3 foals, all winners, and Grandma Silking Cat dropped $1 million earners IRAP and Speightstown. Tisnow makes a nice touch as a broodmare sire and brings along a nice bit of stamina. Recent winners Oxbow, who is out of Tis Amazing by Seize Tizzy, and Smarty Jones out of I'll Get Along by Smile, had similar broodmare lines. Smarty Jones had the same distant sire broodmare sire cross as early voting. So top and bottom, top side, we haven't had much of a recent history from the sires. They haven't sired anybody, but they are classic distance sires and winners themselves. And on the bottom side, that cross is really interesting because 2 horses in the last 20 plus years have had a Tisnow broodmare sire line type deal, and one of them, Smarty Jones, actually had the same cross as he does with the sire line.
Here we go. Looks like some solid breeding there for early voting. Top trainer Chad Brown brings a new shooter to the mix, deciding to skip the Kentucky Derby. This is what Chad Brown did with Cloud Computing in 2017, if you remember, Johnny. Deciding to skip the Derby, comes back to win the Preakness. Can lightning strike twice for Chad Brown. This Dark Bay Colt, son of Gunrunner, finished second in the Wood from Aqueduct. All 3 starts came over the Aqueduct track. Jose Ortiz jumps back aboard. Early voting should be part of the speed scenario. Looks like he might try to sneak away, Johnny. So number 3 on the list, early voting. All right, let's get on to number 2. Who do we got at number 2?
So number 2 just lost his jockey that you were talking about, Jose Ortiz. But number 2, we're gonna take a swing with Simplification. So he's by Not This Time out of Simply Confection. Not This Time also sired the morning line favorite and Derby runner-up Epicenter, who is out of a Candy Ride broodmare. Not This Time is by Giants Causeway, who sired 6 runners in the Preakness, with Creative Cause running third being the best finish. Since 2000, Shackelford and Justify have been the only 2 horses from the Stormcat line to win the Preakness, which in recent history the Stormcat line had been on fire in the Kentucky Derby, 3 of a 4-year run. So for the Stormcat line to win a couple of these, it's significant. Simply Confection won almost $125,000 in her career, and is the first of 3 straight black tie broodmares and producers. Second dam Bellato's Halo dropped 3 U.S.-based runners. All 3 were 6-figure earners, and the third dam Goulash was a blue hen, dropping 5 black type, including Sun River, who earned $816,000 in his career and placed 3rd in the Belmont Stakes. She also dropped $3.9 million earner Ashado, who won the Breeders' Cup Distaff. 4 winners have had Mr. Prospector broodmare sire lines. Shackelford was one of them. And I think Simplification, he's just keeps improving. I think with a good trip here, he's going to be dangerous.
There we go. Simplification, 5 starts as a 3-year-old. Some experience there. 8 total career starts for this well-trained Bay Colt, son of Not This Time. Finished 4th in the field of 20 in the Kentucky Derby, so showed up on the big show. Always in the mix, Johnny. In the money 4 out of 5 stakes races in 2022. Trained by Antonio Sano. Johnny V gets the call. As you said, Jose Ortiz going to be going over to early voting. 4th on the big stage there. This colt keeps improving, Johnny. After another big performance, can Simplification show up again? You say he can. He's on number 2 on the list. All right, Johnny, who do we got at number 1 on the Hip Horse top 3?
So our number 1 horse on the Hip Horse top 3 for the Preakness is going to be a horse that skipped the Kentucky Derby. Since 2006, horses have skipped the Kentucky Derby. Although the difference is, like Rachel Alexandra, who skipped the Kentucky Derby, this horse also ran in the Kentucky Oaks, which was the day before. So the layoff is about the same. Rachel Alexandra went on to win that Preakness, beating Mind That Bird that year. Secret Oath is by Arrogate out of Absinthe Minded by Quiet American. Arrogate has passed on after siring only a couple of crops. Secret Oath is part of his first crop and his top earner. His top 6 in earnings are all fillies, which is a good sign for Secret Oath. Maybe the fillies are getting the best of his genes. Arrogate is inbred Mr. Prospector line top and bottom. It's a crop that has become it's a cross that is becoming more popular with stallion lines like Twirling Candy and Maclean's Music, who both sired Preakness winners Ron Bauer and Cloud Computing. So it's not something I would have really thought of, the way her Arrogate's pedigree build is a distance sire, but in the Preakness the last few years has showed us a couple horses with that type of a breakdown and have had success. Absinthe Minded earned over $600,000 and dropped 3 fillies, all 6-figure earners. She derives from a solid 9F fem line. Quiet American brings in even more Mr. Prospector lines into the equation that can sometimes hint limits on distance. But much like Gift Box, who was sired, had the same build, she seems to be an outlier for limitations in distance.
Yeah, Secret Oath, Johnny, won the Kentucky Oaks nicely for the coach, Dwayne Lucas. Finished 3rd in the Arkansas Derby last time facing the boys. Won the Grade 3 Honeybee. Won 3 out of 4 starts as a 3-year-old. This chestnut filly, daughter to Arrogate. You get Luis Saez, top rider in the saddle. Nice sweeping move in the Oaks to take out the field there. This filly looks live, and Dwayne Lucas feels very confident in this filly. She came out of the Oaks looking very good, according to Lucas. Lucas has won the Preakness 6 times. If he could win it one more time, it will make him tied for 7th all time as one of the top leaders there. He won it back in 1980 with Codex and recently as in 2013 with Oxbow. Can he win this big race? 86 years old. Dwayne Lucas, the coach, is at number 1. The filly going up against the boys, Johnny, number 1 on the hip horse list. That's what you're saying.
That's what we've got. And, yeah, the fillies have done really well. I mean, how crazy is it thinking about it now that Swiss Skydiver went nose and nose with Authentic and wouldn't let him by? She won that race. A horse that won the Kentucky Derby, basically ended the 3-5 Tiz Laws racing career, came back to win a really strong Breeders' Cup Classic that had Improbable, Maximum Security. I mean, she beat him. And then you had Rachel Alexander, who went out and smoked the boys in her Preakness, beating Mind That Bird by a little over a length. And Secret Oath might be the next one up. We don't know.
I like it, Johnny. 6 fillies have only done it in 146 years. As you said, Swiss Skydiver in 2020 and Rachel Alexander in 2009, the most recent. 4 others there going all the way back to 1903, Johnny. So Secret Oath trying to be up there on the list of the top ladies here in the Preakness. I noticed that we left Epicenter off the list, Johnny. What are your thoughts about Epicenter not making the list here? Why didn't he hit the board here?
It was just such a tough call. He's 6-5. I look at the pedigrees, and I feel like Simplification has a little bit more on the bottom side than he does. At some point, either you're going to run out of gas, or you're going to you're just going to be one of those horses that's kind of an iron horse. We're going to find out here. I think with the better odds at 6-1, and then almost the same pedigree, plus a little bit more on the bottom, I think I'm going to take that instead.
Yeah, Epicenter morning line right now 6-5 as they did the gate there for Steve Asmussen. Asmussen has won this race with Curlin and, as you said, Rachel Alexandra, so has 2 under his belt, but will be the favorite at post and should be when the gate goes off. So Epicenter 6-5, but that's our top 3 here on the hip horse. You heard it here. Number 3, we got early voting. Number 2, Simplification, and number 1, Secret Oath here. That's the Preakness 147 from Pimlico. It's going to be a good race. Johnny, anything else you want to say before we peace out of here? Yeah,
that Creative Minister horse is an interesting horse to take a look at as well. And the Connections ponied up, whatever it was, like $100,000, something like that, to get him in the race. Good for you guys. We appreciate that. Horse Racing thanks you for putting another horse in. That could be a little bit longer odds and could be live. I mean, if the Connections like him that much. And good luck to everybody out there this year. Make sure you participate in the contest and ring the bell so that the next video we put out when we announce the winner, you hear and you respond to, and we end up giving you your Amazon card.
Yeah, guys, there'll be some more information down in the comments about the contest. But like Johnny said, free for everyone. So just throw in the comments 1, 2, and 3 who you like. Give us a like and subscribe to the channel, guys. Preakness 147, we appreciate you here on the Hip Horse and the Believe Network. Tommy D and Johnny Lowe. Until we catch you next time, good luck, everybody. Make sure you gamble responsibly, and we'll see you next time on the Hip Horse.